Hi there, it's Nikki here from Happy Hormones for Life, and today's Q&A is about sleep. It's one of the most common complaints, women over 40 particularly, that they can't either get to sleep or they have bad quality of sleep, so they wake up or sleep very lightly. So a couple of questions, very common questions I get on sleep, I thought I'd cover today. So the first thing is, a lady that emailed me and said, I just can't get to sleep at night, even though I'm exhausted. My mind is still switched on and racing. Have you got any tips? Now, there are lots of factors of why behind not being able to fall asleep easily. First one is too much stress during the day, obviously. Now, what happens is cortisol, our stress hormone, can upset our natural rhythm, our circadian rhythm, which is our biological, wake up during the day and fall asleep during the night. So what can happen if we've got too much cortisol racing around during the day, if it's too high during the day, then it can be high at night still, and it's very hard to bring it down. And it basically confuses the body as well. It messes up your natural biological clock. So it's very important to make sure you relax, both during the day, do some bit of breathing during the day if you've got a stressful amount of stuff going on. But at night as well, before bed, it's really important to use a bit of time to switch off and wind down. Now, you can do some deep breathing exercises. If you like having a bath, you can have a bath with Epsom salts with the magnesium in there, will help your body relax as well. You can do some reading. Just make sure you make some time to relax before bed, and especially don't be playing with gadgets like before bed. So the phone and the laptop needs to be out of your bedroom so that you're not tempted to be working till God knows how many hours and how late. So basically relax. And also if you've got a lot on your mind, it's often really helpful to have a pad by your bed and write down anything that's on your mind, so that it gets it out of your mind and onto somewhere, keeps it safe, so that you don't have to worry about not remembering it. The second thing is our melatonin, which is our sleep hormone. Now, that can get suppressed by things like artificial light. That's one of the things that suppresses it, especially the little blue lights on our gadgets and TVs and alarm clocks and things like that. So one of the tips that I recommend is to make sure your room is as dark as possible. So blackout blinds, because that light coming in can affect your melatonin. And you also need tryptophan to make serotonin, and then that converts into melatonin at night. So tryptophan can be found, it's an amino acid, it can be found in protein foods basically, but particularly from seeds like pumpkin seeds, sunflower seeds, chia, sesame and flax seeds, and some nuts like pistachios and almonds. So have a handful of mixed seeds and nuts before you go to bed, and that might give your body a bit of tryptophan so that it can make your melatonin. Caffeine is a big one as well. If you're drinking coffee after midday and it affects you, that can also keep you stimulated and upset your cortisol and your circadian rhythm. So if you're not sleeping well, make sure you reduce the caffeine and keep it before midday particularly, or lay off it completely. Herbal teas are particularly useful for winding down and giving your body some nice nutrients before bed. Chamomile, lavender particularly, and lavender essential oil. It's really nice to have a few drops on your pillow. That will help the body to calm. And supplements to help you fall asleep. I really like magnesium. We're all deficient in magnesium generally anyway, and magnesium has so many other functions in the body, but one of the things it does do is relaxes your muscles, and of course that will just help relax everything and enable you to sort of let go and fall asleep. The other one is L-theanine, and that's another amino acid you can get in supplement format. Both of those things are really, really safe to take. So I hope that helps with the falling asleep bit. Now, the other big complaint, and the next question is, I fall asleep easily, but then I wake up at 3 a.m. ping, wide awake, and I can't get back off to sleep. So what's all that about? Now, cortisol is your wake up hormone. So that's the thing that's going to wake you up at 3 o'clock. And it does so because the body's in some kind of stressful mode, survival mode. The first thing that can happen is that you've got low blood sugar. So if you're on a blood sugar roller coaster during the day, either through eating lots of sugar and carbs, or not even lots of, but just carbs and sugar, too much, or the fact that you're stressed, because cortisol puts sugar in the blood as well, it means that your body will carry on that roller coaster during the night. It's not stable enough to get you through the night. So what happens is your blood sugar dips at, say, it's usually 3 in the morning. That seems to be the the common number. And because your blood sugar dips, your brain thinks you're in a famine or some kind of, it's a stressful mode for the body to be in to have low blood sugar. So it'll release cortisol, and cortisol is your wake up hormone. It will wake you up being wide awake. And of course, you may feel hungry, you may not. Some people want to have a little snack, and that helps them get back off to sleep. But you might not feel hungry at all, and it might just be a little while until you can get back off to sleep. So keeping your blood sugar stable during the day will help keep it stable at night and rule out that 3 a.m. waking up. The way you do that is to eat plenty of protein and fat and low GL carbs. So whole wheat carbs. Generally, I don't advise too much wheat, but things like brown rice instead of white, sweet potatoes instead of white, quinoa, buckwheat, those kind of grains, which are generally low GL carbs, so they won't release their sugars as quickly. And especially at dinner time, because that's your last meal before bed. You don't want a blood sugar spike just before then. So laying off the chocolates at night as well before bed will help with that. And sometimes it helps to have a little protein snack before you go to bed. So nuts and seeds for that tryptophan, or a little bit of cheese or some boiled egg or something like that. Some nice protein. Second thing that can wake you up and produce cortisol is dehydration. So when we're not hydrated enough, or we might have had a bit too much alcohol in the evening, we'll wake up at 3 a.m. dehydrated. And that's so easy to overcome. Alcohol is brilliant for sort of getting you off to sleep, and it's very de-stressing, but it won't let you have that quality sleep. It'll wake you up at 3 o'clock, either dehydrated or your liver's trying to detoxify. So, or the blood sugars, it'll bring the blood sugar down as well. So probably not a good idea long term if you've got sleep issues. But drink enough water, so lay off the alcohol, and that'll help you hopefully get through the night. So I hope those two things, those are the most common sleep issues questions I get. Hope that's been helpful. And if you want more information, please download the free hormone balancing guide with lots more tips in it. happyhormonesforlife.com/free-guide. I'll see you soon. Take care.